let's go to the big stories of the day. Joe Robertson is here, parenting specialist for our panel this morning, along with Mark Crysell, broadcaster and host of the Elephant video series. Good morning.
G'day.
Good to see you both. Now, we were just having, well, I was getting told off, actually. Joe came in hot, guns blazing this morning. Joe, do you just want to let everybody know what your gripe is?
I just don't love the phrase knickers in a twist, because it's a gendering frustration. I think there's been a long history of women being kind of labelled as dramatic or sensitive or having lots of feelings, and so I don't love it.
This is news to me because I never associated it with women. I'm like, I said it, that's a man that I was interviewing, Duncan Webb.
Yes, but it's a gendered phrase.
Would it be fair to say your knickers were in a twist over what Ryan said?
Yes.
Or would you find that offensive?
But I don't think we should gender frustration as like a female phenomenon.
Hang on, are you not gendering knickers? Like what?
No, they just, I have been told this by many, many parents, that boys apparently wear undies and girls wear knickers. I don't love that either, but we could all just wear undies or underwear.
Okay.
But yes, it is gendered. There's no avoiding that.
Or we could all wear knickers. I get up every morning and I put knickers on.
Then it would be fine.
Do you?
No, well, yes, I do. I mean, if they're all the same thing.
You need a poll. You need an online poll.
We need a poll.
Yeah. Scientific.
Let's talk about something more interesting. Well, more important, I should say, because that is still interesting. Congestion charging. Good idea, bad idea, Mark?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I lived in London for a few years and it works really well there. Interestingly enough, they tie it to how many carbon emissions come out of your car. So if you've got an EV, you don't pay as much. So that's sort of, fixing that problem as well. But I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky enough that I live close to the central city, so traffic isn't an issue for me. But honestly, what a waste of time sitting in a car.
Is it about environment or is it about ease, like taking more cars off the road?
I think it's both.
Yeah,
Right.
I think initially it's about congestion, but then that means that people choose other options, which often involves a bus or something else.
Yeah.
So there's good benefits happening.
I think I'm feeling some hypocrisy, to be honest, from the government around this, because they've just, over the course of their term, over and over and over again made terrible environmental decisions. So if this is about environment, it's essentially moving the blame to the consumer or the person driving on the road. If it's about ease, congestion, I understand it a bit more, but environment, no, you're being a hypocrite.
Joe, do you know what's happening with our emissions right now?
I don't.
They're coming down.
Good.
The rest of the world's going up. India's going up, America going up, China going up, New Zealand for 2025 coming down 2.9%, something like that.
Do you know what we've done to our oceans,
on
though?
2024.
What we've done to our oceans is continue to pillage and destroy it. And we are almost the worst in the world at this point in terms of what we've committed to around our oceans. So there's just maybe some double standards or some hypocrisy in the actions.
All right. Mark?
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think we seem to have rolled back a lot of our environmental protections in the name of commerce, basically. So people are driving faster so we can get there quicker and things like that. So we could do a lot better. I remember emissions were really low during COVID.
Yes.
Because nobody could drive.
No,
We were just at home.
Yeah, we're at home.
No, exactly. And if you
The only thing coming off us was frustration.
Exactly. But if you look at now that they're down again, it's like, is that actually a good thing?
I wonder why that is.
Well, because the economy's not cranking.
So people aren't.
So people aren't emitting as much. Like with the lockdowns, when economic activity comes
so
back, then you have fewer emissions. But is that a good thing?
No.
That emissions are low?
Well, then we're all poorer. And does it not prove that in order to have low emissions, you need to be poorer?
Those are hard decisions that you have to make. Yeah,
no. I mean, like,
I think you're right.
Financially poorer. I mean, let's be real about it. You can't. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You can't have.
So there's less people in work. They're not driving to work as much, etc.
Working from home.
Yeah. So struggling
Factories are closing.
to buy food, but there's lower emissions.
Yeah.
A lot of people's knickers are in a twist around that.
And remember, it's not knickers.
I,
Now, ChatGPT, so analysis of 47,000 conversations found the majority were personal rather than professional questions. 10% of adults were asking political questions like, what is the position, or what should my position be on this or that? And it's kind of reinforcing things you already think, apparently, which doesn't sound particularly healthy, Jo.
Yeah, I think Time magazine put this really well recently, and they said that every piece of technology has a philosopher, whether we like it or not. And I thought that was really smart, you know, this idea that there's a motivation, even if it's synthetic motivation, even if someone hasn't inputted that motivation into it. And like, why would they want to criticize me or challenge me if they want to keep me on the platform? The way that you keep someone on a platform is by making them feel good. So your ideas aren't necessarily going to be challenged if they're wanting to drive engagement.
Yeah.
Like, that wouldn't make sense as a business model.
Right. So you just tell people what they want to hear.
Well, you make them feel smart.
Has anybody typed in, can men wear knickers?
Well, let's try it. Let's try it.
Do we have time?
I reckon some people would have done that.
I think this is the whole thing with technology, and we were promised flying cars and all this kind of thing, and we've got cat videos, you know, so I think people always go to that area. I mean, I use it a bit sometimes just for, it's interesting to test it, actually, to put something in and say, come up with something, and quite often it's not as sophisticated or as good as you think it's going to be, but it's still a pretty wondrous,
it's amazing
wondrous
technology.
thing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Jo, you wanted to talk about this one, and I want to give you a second to do it. Porn at work. There was this law firm boss who was walked in on while watching porn by his employees multiple times a day. This is from 2018 to 2022. Apparently, and ignored. They were saying, "Hey, don't do that," and he ignored it. But had a porn addiction. Thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pulling kind of back big picture for a little bit, I still would have people question, is porn addiction a thing? So I want to clarify that, yes, it sits under the International Classification of Diseases by the World Health Organization.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there is a classification there, and there's a few features, one of which, that we would diagnose addiction, one of which is that it's impacting day-to-day life. And this would be a classic example of it coming into a space where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I would be really concerned for this person, and all the people around him have been exposed to that. You know, 35% of what's in mainstream porn now is non-consensual behaviour. So they're not just walking in and seeing a couple of people have sex, they're probably walking in to seeing usually a man abusing a woman, calling her names, and her sometimes acting like she's enjoying it, but actually being hurt in the process. So that's not just generic sexual content, and that's what we know is on the platform.
Right, okay.
I think the takeaway too is that, you know, why is he doing it at work in front of people?
Well,
even
yeah,
when he's
that's...
sold?
Well, that's the addiction piece.
The addiction is like bringing other people in to see what you're doing, or allowing them to see what you're doing?
It's that it's impacting day-to-day life. So you've stopped being rational. Your compulsion has taken over rational thinking.
So if you're addicted to tobacco, you have to go outside to smoke. I mean, he could have taken it home or just taken it away from there.
I would think that there'd be a reason that it's being impeded at home. So, you know, when I read a story like that, I always think about the family. Usually there's a partner who's often feeling really hurt by this as well.
Yeah, no, terrible stuff. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. Oh, actually, our producers put into ChatGPT, can men wear knickers? And it said yes.
Of course they can.
Yes. I hope she thanked it.
It didn't say, are male underwear called knickers? It said, can they? Yes.
Yes.
But
or they
Of
can
course
wear
they
nothing,
can.
of course.
They can wear nothing.
the
Let's go with
commando
that.
option. There we go.